Well, hello and welcome to our third and final game here this afternoon from Ford Park in the 2023 AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Interleague Series, and it's the YJFL taking on the EFNL, and we are underway. I'll give some insight into the localities of the EFNL if you're not familiar with it when we get a stoppage, but you will notice that they are wearing the Hawks jumpers, which might seem a little bit different, but there is a little bit of method into their madness behind that, and it's a bit easier to make out the numbers too, I'll tell you that much. As the ball scrambles its way away from the pack, it's on the edge of the centre square. No one able to gain full possession of the football just yet, and we have a ball up already. So obviously the EFNL's Interleague side is partnered up with the Hawthorn Football Club, so hence why they're wearing the Hawks jumpers. There's Lenny Lockyer off the pack, the young gun from the Kew Comets Football Club, captain of this under-15 side. And for those watching who are from the YJFL area, the EFNL area consists of like Vermont, Ringwood, Knox, Mooralbark, Lilydale out in the east, South Belgrave out in the east, and God's Country, as I like to call it, Ferntree Gully, Baronia, and further out to places like Templestowe, Mulgrave, and lots of places. One of the biggest leagues in metropolitan Melbourne. As the ball is back in the left forward pocket, the YJFL are kicking to the right of screen in this first quarter, the EFNL to the left, the clubhouse end. 20-minute flat quarters once again in this final game to see off the King's birthday public holiday. Ball inside forward 50 here for the YJFL. First goal or two is going to be really, really important here. Bit scrappy to start things off the first couple of minutes, but the ball's in a very good spot here for this YJFL side. Ball goes forward. Opportunity off the back of the pack. Stone dropped the mark. Here's a chance for the EFNL. Ball comes towards the broadcast side. Really well read. Good pick up there by Wilson. Kick comes away. Still a go here, the YJFL. Quick one from left lane. Inside forward 50 again. The YJFL goes towards the top of the square. Opportunity trying to tap the ball to her advantage. Annabelle McIntosh. And over it goes for another boundary throw in. Ball back into play. Quick snap on goal, and the goalkeeper is in effect, and the mark has been taken by Imogen Firth for the EFNL, and the kick has come off the side of the boot. Bit of a tumbler towards the boundary. The first one to get to it is Jess Fragameni. And the kick to the goal square again finds Imogen Frith, who have a chance to redeem herself, and that's a really nice kick to the scoreboard side. The fist from Lockyer was too late, and the mark has been taken by Hunter. Mark to the outer side, and here's an opportunity for the YJFL. They've snuck it off the EFNL once again. Knowles dropped the mark, and the EFNL just playing a bit of soccer now to get the football forward. Head over the football here, Gill. They've got it back to the middle part of the ground on some neutral territory. And they now all pile in on top of Ryan, and it's a ball up in the middle of the ground. So we restart fairly quickly. Cheever's got the little bit of a rove there off the pack. She kicks the ball inside forward 50, bounces past 3. Still there for the EFNL if they're good enough. Here's Bush. She gave the football off. She might have to run across and get it a second time here. And it goes over and out for a boundary throw-in. So now it's down the other end of the ground, this time in the Eastern Football Netball League's end of the ground. A little bit wrong-footed there, one of the EFNL players, but they've got another opportunity here. This is Williams, sends one to the top of the square, pass them outstretched hands, open goal beckons, and the EFNL are away for the afternoon to a pretty decent applause as well, and they get the first one, and they go to 1 straight 6, and the YJFL are yet to score, and that kick came off the boot there of Bridie Neal, and that's a perfect start for the girls in the brown and gold. So 6 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the EFNL strike first. And it's another ball up just off the edge of the centre square. Neutral territory for both sides. Spinning pirouette kick, got a little bit of distance on it, but they've set up nicely here, the eastern side. Kick forward. Oh, wrong-footed there that time was Lara Williams, so she had a bit of a fresh airy. Now the pack forms around the ball. Who's going to be able to get it out? No one. The umpire does in fact call for the football. So ball up again. Ball comes clear. Opportunity here that time for Exton. She gave a handball over the top. Didn't find anyone in particular with that. Ball comes free. Now another opportunity for the Eastern. They go inside the Ford 50. It's come off a few sets of hands. Bobbling around on its end. Umpires found a free kick for holding the ball. And it's a free kick to the YJFL, and they can load it up from here. Ball comes off hands, so here come the EFNL side again. They've got to be careful of it out. The back, great tackle, good run down, but they're able to regain possession. But look, with the ball is right at the top of the square, and eventually it is rushed through for a behind, and the EFNL get their first behind on the scoreboard. 1-1-7 they are now to no score. And we've gone the 8 minutes in the first quarter. As the ball comes out of full back now, gets to the outer side, about 60 out from home. We have a ball up again. So from the restart, Eastern Footy League go back inside forward 50. Comes off hands. Now the YJFL are away down the outer side. Here's Jess Fragamini. She plays on now and kicks it long down the line. Couldn't quite find a teammate. But still stays in the field of play, only just. It's hugging the boundary line. And that time it doesn't stay in and goes over and out. Not mucking around from the restart, hit out of the ruck there that time by the Easterns. McDermott in the ruck. And we find ourselves with another ball up. McDermott tapped it out of the ruck again for the Eastern side. No meterage gained. Now it comes out the back, hugs the boundary line and goes over and out for another throw-in. So ball in again, and can they equal it up here? Here's Lockyer Goes inside forward 50. And that's gone out of bounds on the full. That'll be a free kick to Lenny Lockyer. Lockyer with a nice centering ball. Nearly works its way out the back in a good spot for the YJFL. But the numbers for the EFNL arrive in kind and they win a free kick. So they push the ball towards the broadcast side. Here's Scout Simple. She sends one long. Pretty good kick too, and really good hands there. Marked by Ellie Bush. Plays on towards the middle, and here's Lockyer again. The captain from the Q Comets goes short. She found Fragameni, who sent one to a pack. Came off a few sets of hands. Semple just overran the football momentarily. And now here's another opportunity for the Eastern Footy League side. They go to the broadcast side, right in front of us here. Came off a bounce of hands. Bush handball over the top was good to McDermott. Sorry, that was Williams. Williams inside forward 50. Bounces its way out the back. Open goal square beckons if they're good enough. You bet they are. Goal to Matilda Hinson. And the Eastern Footy League now kick away to a 13-point lead. 2-1-13 they are. YJFL are yet to score. And we've got a little under 8.5 minutes to go, or should I say 8.5 over to go here in this first quarter. Or dare I say, under 8 minutes to go now. As the ball is back in the middle. A really good goal that from the Eastern Footy League team there. From the restart, can the YJFL reply back here and get one themselves on the board? Lockyer got a handball free, went in the direction there that time of Ryan. Lockyer again gets the centre clearance. It's fisted forward inside the forward 50. Now here's an opportunity here for the Eastern. Came off the body there that time of Exton. Might have been pushed in the back there by Lockyer off the disposal. And they go inside 450 once again. It's going to come through on the bounce. A couple of players trying to dive on the football here. Wouldn't recommend that. Little handball came out the back there that time from Gill of the Eastern Footy League. Soccering off the ground, trying to dive onto the football and make herself known there. Again was Ryan. Ball back to the middle of the ground, and that's where it finds Sophia Green. Green now on the right foot, goes wide, nice hit. Hits up one of her teammates. They load up here, that just went through the hands of Zara Lanigan very, very quickly, so that would have been a hard one to try and take. As the Eastern Footy League play a really good handball game here. They got numbers here, they had someone out in the goal square if that ball just went through the waiting hands. Got to be careful here, the Yarra Junior Football League not to concede again, and that's a great tackle laid that time by Wilson. Snap around the body though in the meantime comes from Neil again, and that one's off to the near side and through for a behind, and that takes the Eastern Footy League to 2-2-14, and the YJFL are yet to score. We've got a tick under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter as the YJFL come out of fullback. And the mark has been taken by Jess Cheevers. And she'll load it up back inside forward 50 for the Eastern Football League. Comes off a set of hands. The ball nearly works its way out the back. The numbers are back in place there for the YJFL that time. And that one's been conceded through for a behind. And now it goes to 2-3-15 to no score. And you can see how the Yarra Junior setup is when that ball goes to the outer side. They all flood to that direction. Another flying shot on goal. Comes off a set of hands. Stays in the field of play. Got to be careful here. It's actually socket off the ground through for another goal. And And the Eastern Footy League now have opened up a very handy lead. 21 points now, 3-3 plays, no score. And that goal was kicked by Penny Weston for the Eastern Football League, wearing the number 19. And it's 3-3-21 to no score with 4.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Ball back up, hit out of the ruck there that time, McDermott. Semple goes inside forward 50. Comes off hands, opportunity for Flanagan if she can get the footy. Can't quite do so. Opportunity still for the Eastern Football League. Their handball game is very, very strong, although that one's smothered off the boot, although that's actually going to work out in the end as they go deep inside forward 50 again. Opportunity once again for Weston if she can put some pressure on her opponent. They all pile in on top of this one now. And now it goes towards the boundary line. But they keep it in here. Little handball over the top. And that's all right from the YJFL. They can load it up from there if they're good enough. But those Hawks jumpers there just arrive in numbers and are a force to be reckoned with at the moment. They've started off superbly. It's back inside their forward 50 again. The little one comes out. This could be the start of something here for the Yarra Junior side. Down the outer side wing they go. Goes past a mountain of outstretched arms trying to mark in the football. Umpire says play on. And he eventually calls for it. So will provide an opportunity perhaps moving the ball forward. So from the restart we go again. Opportunity here for the Eastern. They gain a few metres. Bounce short of Zoe O'Dwyer. And now they're away again. Kick is centred. It's going to fall short. Here's another opportunity. Look at the pace here. Kick inside forward 50 just came off the boot a little bit skew-whiff. So didn't find a target directly. Getting herself in all sorts of trouble there was Ingram. And that's holding the ball. It's a free kick to the YJFL and they'll bring the ball back towards the broadcast side. Here's Cody Daniel. She gets the football, kicks inside forward 50. Now it's a foot race to get to the football here. Opportunities everywhere for the Eastern Footy League. And they're going to get another one here because the handball came off probably the wrong way. Can the YJFL try and hold off to quarter time here? Minute and 3/4 to go. Kick comes out of the congestion. Lockyer now. She'll kick it forward. Bounces just shy. Can they get one back here? The YJFL for all their hard effort so far in quarter number 1. Trying to pick up the football. It's a bit scrappy at the moment there for Hinson, who's moved down to the back line. Here's Exton. Stays in the field of play. By a few metres, it has to be said. Over the top, the footy was Prendergast, and it's a ball up again. Ball out of the ruck. Lockyer went up against Pendergast that time. Umpire circling, and he calls for the football once again. So 40 seconds to go until the first change of the afternoon here. The sun is baking down. Running towards it there was Ellie Bush for the Eastern Footy League, and it goes over and out for a boundary throw-in with 30 seconds to go here. The ball is back into play. They're just trying to clear here the EFL once again. Great tackle there by Lethleen. No reward for that. Bush got a little handball free. Time's nearly going to run out. Rankin gets a little one forward, but it was cut off. And the siren's going to go for quarter time. And at quarter time, it's a good start for the Eastern Football Netball League side. They're leading 3-3-21 to no score. And the goal kickers for the EFNL side, all singles to Neil, Hinson and Weston. What we're going to do is we'll take our quarter time break. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes for the start of the second quarter. You're watching the 2023 AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Interleague Series, brought to you by our sponsors in the Collar Group, Rookie Me and Frankie Photography. It's the AFL by 21 points. Be back shortly. Quarter number 2, not too far from getting underway here from Ford Park. A little bit of a breeze has just started to pick up a little bit more here. Was forecast today. A bit of a northerly wind, about 40 kilometres an hour. Will that become a factor as we are underway here in the second quarter? It's the Eastern Football League by 21 points. What's going to happen here in this second quarter? Early centre clearance for the Eastern Football League. Mark not quite being taken there. Williams taken to ground, and a pretty good tackle, had to be said. Umpire circling, letting them play for the time being. Ball nearly scooped up. Here's an opportunity for Semple. She gave it off to Nunn. She kicks inside forward 50. Opportunity now for the YJFL, but I'm going to say there's a nest of Hawks colours here just around the football here as Williams goes inside forward 50. Gets out the back of the main pack, running into an open goal. A fourth one beckons for the EFL, and they've popped it through, and then they go to 4-3, 27 to no score, and the goal kicker there was Marley Ingram, the number 11, and it's now 4 individual goal scorers for the Eastern Footy League. 4-3, 27 to no score, early stages, second quarter. So back in the middle, hit out of the ruck there, nicely there by Gill. Lockyer now. Handball's over the top, intercepted by Green. Green kicks inside forward 50, comes off hands. Who's going to be first to the football here? It appears the Eastern have the numbers around the football. Neil was over the top of the contest once again, but couldn't get hands on the football, and the umpire calls for it again. So we go again from the restart. Ball smothered off the boot. Works its way forward. Opportunity this time for Bush. Dispossessed. Kick comes away. Here's Lockyer. She plays on now. Sends one down the line. It's an alright kick too. Here's Bosner. Had 2 disposals there. Free kick to Yarra Juniors. And it's going to Zara Lanigan. Lanigan takes a bounce. Centres a kick. Didn't find anyone in particular. Coming in from the side was Gill to try and possess the football. And it's a ball up. Gill out of the ruck. Got it down to ground. Well roved by Green once again. Kick forward for the Eastern Footy League. Doesn't find anyone in particular at the moment. It just runs away on its side, the football at the moment. Now that the Eastern side go inside forward 50 once again. Just bounced off the chest there that time of Ingram. Nearly took it on the second attempt. Couldn't quite do so. Another opportunity for the Eastern Footy League side. They go inside forward 50. Bit of a crowd now up behind the goals there. Tried to handball to herself there. Did the 19 in stone. Did okay originally. Couldn't get the help that she needed. And in theory, in the end, she was just under a little bit too much pressure, and the ball has been escorted over for another boundary throw-in. Ball back into play. That's a push in the back. Yep. Thought the umpire was nearly going to pay on the ball then, but Wilson was pushed into the ground. Plays on the left. And coming in from the side and taking a good mark is O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer now. Nearly another one for Neil. Kick to the top of the square. In fact, across the face through for a behind. Takes the Eastern Footy League to 4-4-28. And no score for the YJFL still. So out of fullback comes the YJFL. They've got it to their interchange bench side. Overrunning the football there originally was Wilson and Manning once again. Just trying to gain possession of the football at the moment. The Yarra Junior side, they're just struggling for the time being. Now the Eastern Footy League just barge their way through with the football and just about get it inside their forward 50 again. They will after this kick. So it gets to about the 25-30 metre mark, but the numbers are there and it's been cut off by Neil for the Eastern. Goes to the pocket, or just about the forward flank. Opportunity for Landy. She could have gained possession there. Now the footy goes out wide. Opportunity for Green on the run. She had time to wheel around and kick the footy away inside the forward 50. And it goes over and out for a boundary throw-in. 6.5 minutes thereabouts gone in this second quarter. Ball tossed into play, missed both of the rucks there and drifted off to the right. Lockyer dispossessed. No one really gaining possession of the football for the time being. Works its way out the back now and goes out of bounds on the full and nearly out onto Oriole Road there on the outer side of the ground. It's probably rolling halfway down the hill. And we'll just wait for that one to come back as Daniels gets ready to take the kick. Daniels goes short. Nearly a mark that time to Rankin. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Has been dispossessed and now an opportunity going forward here for the Eastern Footy League. In fact, it's been kicked out of bounds on the full. Now it's the Yarra Junior turn to take a free kick for out in the full. Ball down the line now and the mark has been taken by Cody Daniels. Daniels now to half forward off a few sets of hands and the mark has been taken by Lockyer. Lockyer now down the line. Off hands. Free kick paid. Going to Yarra Junior so they could get something moving here if they can. Ball edges its way forward. Past the hands of Bosner, who was waiting for it. And there here go the Eastern side again. Past the outstretched hands there of Green. She does nicely to work herself towards the football again. And that time it goes over and out for another boundary throw in. So things have just stagnated a little bit. Not an awful lot going on for either side. It's just slowed up. And we have another ball up. So the YJFL clear. Here's Ibby Wotherspoon. First time I've seen her today. Young player from Canterbury. She had the little handball go backwards and it couldn't find a teammate. Now the Eastern Footy League again look threatening going towards their forward 50. But that's a really good intercepting mark there from Wilson again. She sends one high. Comes off hands. Throwing herself in there, Cody Daniels once again. And another ball up, approaching the halfway mark of this quarter. Head out of the ruck there, that time decisively done by Gill of the Eastern Footy League. Comes off hands, the ball comes back towards the middle of the ground. Another opportunity for the EFNL. Off and running there that time is Thirth. Kicks the ball inside forward 50. Bounces just short. And a good tackle was made there. And another ball up in shoes halfway through this second quarter. They need to clear the congestion here if they can. The YJFL playing right into the Eastern's hands at the moment. Good tackle on the ground laid there by Godfrey, but couldn't quite come free. Ball up out of the ruck again. Bounced off the body there that time of old O'Dacre for the Eastern Footy League. Ball running its way towards the scoreboard and the boundary over on that side of the ground. Good wrap-up tackle there that time by Stone, taking her opponent to the ground, but she couldn't find a free kick there for holding the footy. So as we go again, inside forward 50 it remains for the Eastern Football League. Nearly dribbles its way to the top of the square. Can't be conceding again here, the YJFL. Ball comes off the side of the boot, not in the direction it was intended for. And now the pack forms. Umpire says play on, but nothing's going to come out there, and eventually it's called up. Oh, non-officiating umpires found a free kick to the YJFL, and for Wilson. Wilson now, nice little left foot kick to the pack with a all crunch throw. Daniels and Cheevers made their intentions known by absolutely crashing the pack, but they couldn't bring it down, so it's another ball up again. In go Eastern again, forward 50. Wilson running back towards the football. Running onto the football there and getting a little toe poke to the top of the square was Ingram. Snapping around the body and just missing that time is Hinson. So nearly all the goal scorers have now got a point next to their name. And the Eastern Footy League go to 4-5-29 and the YJFL are yet to score. The footy's going to come over here, is it? No, it's not. Got the hopes up for just a second as Medley kicked the ball out wide and it went out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Ball back into play, awfully close to the boundary line once again. Stays in the field of play. Only just, as the umpire calls a halt to proceedings as the tackle was held up there. Out of the ruck there that time, Exton got the tap. Little fresh area there from Weston. Couldn't quite get the boot to it. There's about 12 players around this footy, really packed in here. It's going to ensure that nothing comes out here. And we go again from the restart. And we'll start it up again. Bit of a draw on the ruck there that time. No one really able to win it down. Now the Eastern Footy League go forward, trying to turn just a little bit too quickly without the football there was Stainthorpe. And now the Eastern Footy League will get a free kick. This is Poppy Stainthorpe. She kicks to the pocket, overcooks the kick a bit and goes out of bounds. Ball flung back into play. Kick smothered off the boot. A little kick forward there by Wilson. Gets the footy out of immediate trouble. And it works out okay as the mark was taken by Murali. So they've got a little bit of possession of the football for the time being. They've linked up a couple of disposals. That kick fell a little bit short. Bosner got a handball. An effective one too. Goes down the line for Lockyer, who just came out onto the ground again after having a bit of a spell. She dropped the mark. And now, here you go, the Eastern Footy League again. Dropping a mark she might have been thinking of taking there was Stockmanus Hall. But it ekes out the back in the end anyway. Quick handball that time from Jasmine Knowles. Here you go, the Yarra Junior side. But working it nicely. It finds Jess Cheevers. And the Eastern again, they're going to run this inside forward 50. It's an open goal square. It's going to bounce and roll and go over and out for a boundary throw in. And we're inside the final 5 minutes of play for this second quarter. 4-5 plays, no score. Ball back into play. Murley just overrunning the football. Chance for a snap around the body. Can they get a mark? It's going to bounce. Very unkind bounce. Good tackle laid on Biviano there. It's still in a very dangerous position, so they just kick it out of there. Sometimes that's not the best thing to do, as McDermott has taken the mark and is going to have a look for a set shot on home. So McDermott gets it to, what was the top of the square, but the direction was just off and it's gone out of bounds on the full. So the free kick taken by the YJFL in the back pocket. Nearly another mark to Cody Daniels, really throwing the weight around in mid-air. And the umpire says that's a draw and he'll ball it up again. Ball up out of the ruck, the YJFL clear, get it to the outer side. Good handball from Lockyer when they open it up. A little bit of run here, but there's no one backward of the football here. It's just a couple of Eastern jumpers that'll eventually run onto it and they will switch play. So they're a chance here, the YJFL, if they can get things to work out for them. That was the right idea there from Bosner to get the handball over the top, but here you go, the Eastern Footy League again. The mark is taken on the broadcast side there, and that time from Green, and she plays on. Ball down the line, it's fisted away. That was nearly in the back. Opportunity for Rankin now to the middle of the ground. Fisted away there that time by James. Now inside 50 go the EFL once again. Waiting for the ball to bounce favourably for her is Williams. She wheels around, goes to the top of the square. And aptly soccered through by Ellie Bush. And that's now 5 for the Eastern Footy League. And they go to 5-5-35. And the YJFL are yet to score. And we've got about a minute and a half before half time. So it's a ball up back in the middle. Had to work hard for that last goal there, the Eastern Football League, but they got it in the end. James kicks the ball inside forward 50 again. Here's Neil. Neil gives the handball off. Centering ball, falls just short, provides an opportunity still. Although the ball comes out the back, it bounces on its end. An opportunity for the YJFL presents perhaps? No. Cut off in the middle of the ground. Here's another go. Kick towards the forward 50 for Semple. In fact, it went past her and was picked up by Markby. Her kick inside forward 50. Didn't find anyone in particular. Wilson is tackled straight away. No prior opportunity to get rid of the football. Here's another go for them. This is Gill. And going back with the flight of the ball and taking a nice mark there is Claudia Spargo. She plays on now, kicks out wide, off hands. Good tackle laid. Here is Daniels, kicks the ball inside 450, but the Siren's going to beat Wilson and the Eastern Footy League. And at half-time, it's still the Yarra Junior Football League who are yet to get off the mark. They are no score. And the Eastern Football League 5-5-35. The goal kickers for the Eastern Football League, they're all singular goal scorers to Neil, Hinson, Ingram, Bush and Weston. What we'll do is we'll take our half-time break. We'll be back in 10 minutes or so for the second half of play here between the YJFL and the Eastern Football Netball League. You're watching the 2023 AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Interleague Series, brought to you by our sponsors at Collar Group, Frankie Photography and Rookie Me. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the third quarter of play here. And it's the YJFL and the Eastern Football League here. Here's Wilson, had the football taken off her. And now here's an opportunity for the YJFL to go forward. They do so now. Handball came free there from Firth there that time. Kicks it out wide in the direction there that time of McDermott. Ball near the boundary line, stays in the field of play in fact. YJFL looked to push the ball forward just a little bit. And it's still on that outer side, no one really gaining possession of the football. Now it works its way over the top. Hot football early stages of this third quarter. Ball goes forward now, bit of a foot race to it now. Letting of the pack, this looks like Lockyer. She won't get there. She corralled, I should say. And the fact it comes out the back, awfully close to the boundary line. Quick handball came from Hunter. And now it's working its way towards the boundary line once again. And umpire calls for it in fact. Doesn't go out. Frith right out of the ruck had an open run at the football there and eventually goes over and out for a boundary throw in. We go again from the restart. Hit out of the ruck there that time. Spargo having a run in the ruck. Quick kick forward came from Nunn that time for Lockyer on the turnover mark. Lockyer now towards the top of the square. Through hands, comes out the back. Opportunity here for the YJFL. Good bump there. Affected any further push forward. And the umpire once again will call for it and throw it up. No one won it out of the ruck there. Comes to ground, works its way at the back. Can the YJFL get one for their good effort? Not quite yet. Just that ball was held in. Good pressure. Ball up and down and out of the ruck it comes. Once again, no one able to cleanly possess the ball. Oh, we've got a dog on the field. Has quickly made its way on and off the ground. Just wanted to touch the footy. Ball up and down it comes, and here you go, the Eastern Footy League again to the broadcast side. Sitting underneath it, having two grabs at it was Knowles. Wilson around the body, inside forward 50. Opportunity opens right up for them. Up dropping the ball at an inopportune time there was Flanagan. Ball dribbles its way towards the goal line and it goes over and out for a boundary throw-in. So ball back into play, having a run in the ruck there that time was Medley of the YJFL. She couldn't quite get it out of the ruck there that time. And the umpire did call for it, and he's about to restart play. Does so this time. Good hit out of the ruck. Nearly went into the direction and the waiting arms of Nunn, but she couldn't quite get it, and the free kick has been given to her in fact. She kicks the football out very wide. And now an opportunity opens up for the EFL in the middle of the ground. Semple just didn't see the footy through the hands properly and didn't gain full possession of it. Umpire circling and calls that one a draw, and he'll ball it up again. Hit out of the ruck, went straight down to a pack of players, and a bit of a wrap-up tackle as well ensured that that wasn't going to go anywhere, so another ball up. And we go again, roll red off the pack by Bosner. got a little kick away. It was in fact smothered off the boot. So it's on at ground level. High ball down the line. A few players went back to the flight of the footy to try and take it. No one could in the end. Now it's a quick handball over the top for Wilson. Wilson inside forward 50, past the outstretched waiting arm there of Imogen Firth. It's gone over and out for a boundary throw-in. So from the restart, it's back into play. Lockyer attacks the football hard. That's a really nice mark. Imogen Firth once again gives it off to Nunn. Sends one high, long towards the boundary line. Comes off hands. Falls out the back. Opens up another opportunity perhaps for the YJFL to push forward. Now the reinforcements arrive in black and gold, and now it's, or the brown and gold I should say, and the EFL side are away. They bring the ball back towards the middle of the ground where Green was waiting for it. She gave it off and then lost it. So the YJFL here just scrapping their way along, and they're pushing the ball up the outer side. They go towards the forward 50 now. Bounces off a couple of sets of hands, and now will stop at the edge of the forward 50. Ball up from the restart. Ball down to the outer side now. In fact, they're kicking this footy an awful lot harder than you think. Lanigan down the line, didn't find anyone in particular, and it's gone over and out of bounds as a Qantas jet just passes over the top of where that ball just went over the line. As the ball is back into play now. Wilson off the hands. And over and out once again. So 90% of the play so far in this quarter played on that outer side of the ground. So from the restart, ball inside 50 again. Oh, a bit of a falcon there, fisted onto the top of the head. Kick goes forward and out of bounds on the full, well and truly. Pass inside forward 50, off hands. Handball came from Hunter. She couldn't find a teammate. She might get it back here. Over the top of the pack there. The reinforcements arrive for both teams. And the umpire calls that one even. Opportunity again for Wilson. Got a little kick away. The sun must have gone behind a cloud here, because all of a sudden the window looks a lot more dirtier than what it is when the sun is out. Ball coming off hands. No one able to control the football for the time being. The fatigue will set in for both sides shortly. It's not hot, but been played at a bit of a scrappy, frenetic pace. Umpire calls through it again. Approaching 9 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Ball up and out of the ruck. Cheevers had the football, lost it. Kick goes forward now. That's going to bounce on its end. A bit of one of those real ugly bounces that the Sharon sometimes does. Numbers here favour the YJFL. Bosner was over the top of the football. Opportunity here this time for Medley. Ball goes inside forward 50. Quick little handball that time from Pereira. And now Eastern Footy League can try and get it out of trouble, and they do. They bring it back towards the middle of the ground. Front position there that time was Cheevers. Couldn't bring it down. And now here go the YJFL again. Lanigan met a little bit solidly after she disposed of the football, but bounced straight back up to get herself involved in this contest. Kick inside forward 50 from Knowles. off a couple of sets of hands, and another opportunity presents itself for the EFNL just to bang the ball out of there, and they do. They bring it towards the centre square. Opportunity this time for Simple to try and control the football. Little kick forward, bouncing off a couple of hands. Bosner, handball over the top. And that was really nicely done, although it looks like she might have just wrong-footed herself. Opens up an opportunity here for Medley. And the mark has been taken by Coco Murali. There he goes inside forward 50. A few people came out to present. Daniel's got a handball free. Head over the football there. That time for McCulloch. And high contact is the call. Ball to the broadcast side. Off hands. Just Cheevers. Cheevers sends one on the boot. That's got to bounce. Bounce very high too. Trying to slap it to advantage. Really nicely done there by Semple to control the football. Kick towards the forward 50. Went through the hands of Dwyer. And now it's inside the forward 50 for the EFNL. The first time they've got it down there so far this quarter. And the umpire calls for a ball up. An even fight for the football in the ruck there as it goes towards home. Opportunity there that time for Stone. She got a little kick away. It dribbles its way outside the forward 50. Good acceleration there by Williams. Williams towards goal. It hops, it skips. It's touched through for a behind. 5-6-36, the Eastern Football League. And the Yarra Junior Footy League, no score. Rankin goes forward. Bounce was kind for her teammate. That time in left lane. Inside forward 50 it goes to the YJFL, but the numbers are there for the Eastern, and so are the YJFL players on the rebound. Here's Bosner. Bosner to the pocket. And nice mark taken there. That time by Ingram. She kicked the footy out wide. Couldn't find anyone in particular with that pass. And once again, another ball up is called. Ball up and down. Out of the ruck. Kick goes high. Came off hands. And an opportunity again. This time for the YJFL side. They go inside 450. Bosner had it, lost it. Flanagan got a little kick away. Here's Neal with a bullet pass. Slipped through the hands there of Murali there that time. Not being able to get the ball forward quickly here, the YJFL side. They've had plenty of entries. Just haven't got any reward on the scoreboard for them. That kick was a fresh airy there. Missed the boot completely. And a 3 is the call for a throw. Going the way of Yarra Junior. And going to Elizabeth Wotherspoon from the Canterbury Footy Club. Good kick on her as well. Couldn't quite find a teammate there that time. Thumping handball over the top, went in the direction of Gill. Had to wait for it on the bounce. Wotherspoon gets over the top of the football there to try and make a presence known around the football. She did all right there as it squirts out the back. And the umpire circling, letting them play. Whistle was pretty much on the mouth there. Ball inside forward 50 once again, but the Eastern Football League defence do nicely. So it's a one-on-one here. Real scrap for the football. Really nicely done there that time by Williams. Got a little kick forward. Another little fresh airy comes out there. Williams over the top of the football again. Taken to ground by Stone in a tackle. And it's a ball up. So out of the congestion it comes. Big kick forward, came off hands. And that'll be a ball up again. So out of the congestion it goes. Kick inside forward 50 from O'Dwyer. Got to about 20 metres out from home and the mark was cut off and taken. Kick forward, off hands, still an opportunity. It was O'Dwyer again who got the kick in and affected the mark inside. Ball just hovering around that 50-metre line for the Eastern Football League at the moment, with 4 and a bit minutes to go in the third quarter. Ball up and down out of the ruck there that time. Running onto it, Semple. And she got it out of trouble momentarily. Good kick to the outer side wing where Megan Roderick has now got it. She also affected that spoil in the last disposal. She sent one high. Opportunity for Williams. Williams from 45. Sends it to the top of the square. It's across the face, but it comes off the set of hands there of Ivy Ryan. Still in a pretty dangerous position there. YJFL have to be careful here, as it's still in relatively hot hands at the moment. And eventually works itself over and out for a boundary throw-in after a pretty tough scrap to try and get the football in some direction. As the ball's back into play. And away go the YJFL side. Running itself towards the boundary on the outer side as the kick goes forward that time for Wilson. And a ball up is called again. A little under 3 minutes to go here, third quarter. Ball up and out of the ruck it comes. Quick kick forward. No real opportunity for either side to get it out. Well, the Spoon now with the footy. She spins around and kicks it forward. But only as far as Imogen Firth, I should say. Little one forward, off hands. Here's Simple. Sends one high. Mark has been taken. Ball back to the middle of the ground where it bounces on its head. Very hard spot for it to bounce. Rock hard in the middle of the ground there. Ball working its way forward slowly. Opportunity this time for Godfrey. Gave it off to Bosner. Her kick to the 50 has been marked by Ingram. Kick smothered off the boot. So Ingram will have to go a second time to try and affect the contest. Hands got free. Little handball out the back. Very quick handball came from Hunter there that time. Just had to get rid of the football and she did nicely. Opportunity here for Pereira to run onto the football. Open goal beckons. Yep, across the face through for a behind and not happy with herself either there. Ibby Wotherspoon. One behind, plays 5-6-36, under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Good tackle there laid by O'Neill. Probably a little bit unlucky not to get a legal disposal free kick there. Ryan now with the football near the boundary line, keeps it in the field of play, dribbles it out down the line. Didn't find anyone specifically, goes over and out for a boundary throw in with half a minute to go. Ball back into play, nearly works itself out the back of the pack. High tackle, too high there on that one of Rankin. She sends it high, off hands. Got to be careful here. And nicely done there by O'Daker to withstand the pressure and get the football out of there and clear it with a good kick as time's going to expire for the YJFL. So at three-quarter time, it's the EFL maintaining their 35-point lead. It was one behind each in that third quarter, and it's 5-6, 36 to one behind. No new goal kickers added to the tally, and just an extra point for each side. So at the final change, it's the EFL by 35 points. We'll take a break back in a couple of minutes for the final quarter of play. You're watching the 2023 AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Interleague Series on the screens of Gameface, brought to you by the Collar Group, Rookie Me and Frankie Photography. And we'll be back shortly for the final quarter of play. Park. Can the YJFL make a bit of a dint into this margin, or can the Eastern Football League really run away with it? Here is Oldacre taking a mark. She sends one high. Comes off hands and comes to ground. Lockyer in there for the YJFL. So is Wilson. High tackle is the call. She'll get the free kick. Been impressive today. Sends a kick high. Attacking the football there. That time was Daniels. Couldn't quite bring the football down with her. Umpire circling, and he calls for a ball up once again. Ball up and down to the ruck it comes. No one really able to win out the football here, as it's getting a little bit darker here as the late afternoon sun starts to make itself known. Opportunity going forward here, the YJFL. They're inside forward 50 now. Good fist away that time. Marley Ingram gets it towards the boundary line, stays in the field of play. Good spinning pirouette that time from Semple. She sends it down the line. It becomes a little bit of a foot race, and now it's a clearing ball. Comes off hands. Opportunity here for Markby. She sends a ball high. Off hands, comes to ground. Good tackle there. That's going to be locked up. In fact, the umpire calls for it. We'll go again. So it's 35 points the margin. Ball comes out the back. Fisted its way forward. Here's Green. Had it, lost it. Might get it back, in fact, Green. Not quite. Does so now. Has to fend off. Here's Semple. Semple sends one high. Comes off hands. Falls to ground. Comes off a few sets of hands. Opportunity for Exton. Kick smothered off the boot. Comes back towards the middle of the ground where Lanigan was waiting for it. Hot football at the moment. Barnard got a kick forward. Comes off hands. Makes an opportunity for the YJFL to go forward here. An Eastern player just slow to get to her feet there. Goes right down to half forward for the YJFL. The Eastern side now have it, and they bring it back towards the middle of the ground. Still an opportunity for Yarra. Free kick for a hold there. And this is Fragamini. She goes inside forward 50 for Neil. Neil kicks it forward. Inside forward 50 nearly for the Eastern Football League. Here's Hinson. She gave it off. Short pass, right idea, but just cut off. Lanigan. And it's been turned over for Bush. Sinks the slipper into it. Past the outstretched hands of Gill. Ball now comes out the back, goes towards the top of the square. Umpire hovering and will call for a ball up. Ball up and down, out of the ruck it comes. A few players hovering all over the place trying to control this football. High footy goes up in the air, comes off hands. Still an opportunity at the ground level. Good little tackle laid there. And an opportunity there for Stainthorpe. She got the handball free. There's Barnard inside forward 50 again. Off hands. So it's going to skip away. And here's another go for the YJFL. They bring it to the broadcast side. Hallelujah. Haven't had much of it down here today. Here's Lanigan. Goes for a run. Just got a little handball to herself away. Semple affected the ball. She's still over the top of it there. Little kick forward by Rankin. Goes back towards the middle of the ground. Just nudging her opponent off it there. That time was Oldacre. Little kick forward there by Ibby Wotherspoon. Football comes free. Opportunity for Medley. That time for Rankin inside forward 50. Here's a chance perhaps for the YJFL. Flanagan with the football. Goes for home. Goalkeeper is in effect there for the EFL. This is Daniels. Daniels switches play. Pretty good kick too. And the mark has been taken. So this is Bush. So here go the YJFL. I reckon the intended target there was Lanigan. The ball didn't quite get to her. Got to an opponent before her. Opportunity for left lane. Taken very, very crudely to the ground. In a sling motion. That's Wakes if we're playing AFL. So she'll get a free kick. Nice kick on her too. Oh, and that's a great mark as well. Kick to the broadcast side. Player just falling over there at an inopportune time. That was Neil. Ball works its way out the back, just bobbling around for the time being, attacking the football and being hit up by one of her own teammates there. That time was Stainthorpe. And it's a ball up once again. We go again from the restart. McDermott got the hit out of the ruck. Ball works its way forward. Opportunity for a couple of players to run in from the side here. That time it was Godfrey for the YJFL. And now it's been turned over. A mark has been found inside forward 50. This is Sierra James. She sends one high. Ball gets to about 15 metres out. And in the end, it just trickles over for another behind to the Eastern Football League. And they now go to 5-7-37 to 1 behind. We got 11 3/4 minutes to go here in the final quarter, I should say. So I'll wait for this one to come back in. Does so now. And opting to go out wide is Manning. No mark taken. Just about falls to ground. Comes out the back. This is Manning now, I should say. She opted to give it off straight away to Roxy Flanagan, and she goes down the line. Only EFL jumpers there. First one to it was Green. Kick down the line's pretty good as well. Comes off a few sets of hands. Nearly works its way out the back. Now here go the YJFL through Ferguson. Met solidly in a tackle. Umpire says hold the ball. So the EFL go forward again. And the mark has been taken again by Ferguson. Centering ball, and that one's found, looked like Ferguson. That was Ferguson that time. So it was Spargo to Ferguson. And that's been cut off again. So the ball back to the middle of the ground. That time running onto it and picking it up was Godfrey. Godfrey spun around and got a good kick away, which ended up bouncing quite fortuitously. And inside forward 50 they go again. And there's the goalkeeper again this time in Daniels. And they just got to get it out of there the EFL, and they do. So here is Green. Kick it over here, and they do. More play on this broadcast side of the ground, which is good, right in front of us. Green will get her own footy here. She's done quite nicely. She's corralled by two. She's done very nicely to get around them both. Hit up a teammate. The bounce was just a little bit unkind there that time for Barnard. But all's well that ends well. It's an okay result here for the EFL. They push the ball forward. Stone's in a 2-on-1. She did nicely to try and hold up any forward push. You can tell they're getting tired now. The run's completely gone just about. Ball goes forward. Mark cut off. Open goal beckons. That's a really good kick too. And really nicely finished there by Lara Williams. And she gets herself onto the scoreboard and becomes the 6th goal scorer for the EFL. And they go to 6-7-43, and Yarra Junior are one behind. And we have got 8 3/4 minutes to go. Back in the middle. Here's Barnard. Had a good last quarter. Barnard said her name a few times. They clear again. They get within 55. Make that 50. Short ball. Nice mark. Play on is the call. Another open goal. Beckons right to the top of the square. Oh, what a kick that is. Molly Megan Roderick now gets onto the scoreboard and becomes the 7th goal kicker for the EFL, and they now go to 7-7-49, and it's one behind to the Yarra Junior Football League. 7 3/4 minutes to go here in the final quarter. From the restart, good hit out of the ruck there that time, McDermott. Lockyer tried to clear the football, but the EFL do again inside forward 50. Good mark taken there that time by Claudia Spargo. She opted to play on straight away. Don't know if she had to do that. That's a pretty good tackle, yep. Umpire agrees as well. Forward go the EFL again, and the mark has been taken by Lucy Pendergast. And this is the opportunity to become the 8th goal kicker for the afternoon for the EFL. Kick is on the way, and it's just offline. Brings up the half ton for the EFL. 7-8-50 plays one behind. 6.5 minutes to go, final quarter. Out of full back go the YJFL. They're going to bring the ball out to the outer side, the broadcast side. That's a mark. Yep, umpire concurs. And this is Maeve Gill. Gill inside forward 50. A nice mark taken by Bosner. Bosner switches play. It goes to the outer side. The bounce was a little bit unfortunate. Opened up an opportunity for Barnard once again to try and gain possession of the football. All close to the goal line. Handball comes forward. No one really able to gain possession of the footy just yet. Umpire circling, and we'll call for it. So 5.5 minutes to go in the last quarter, and the EFL have just kicked away that little bit extra to round out what's been a really good afternoon for them personally. Ball comes forward, goes to the outer side wing once again. Inside forward 50 it goes. Opportunity again for Firth. And here's another mark and another set shot opportunity for the EFL. And this is Pendergast once again. Gives herself another chance to get on to the goal kickers list. Pendergast's kick is on the way, and she's popped that one through and becomes the 8th goal kicker for the EFL. They go to 8-8-56, and the YJFL are one behind. 4.5 minutes to go in the final quarter. So the ball back in the middle, hit out of the ruck there, that time by McDermott. Can they clear the football? No. YJFL will. Lockyer. Tried all afternoon, kicks inside the forward 50. And a nice mark taken here by Wilson. Wilson now plays on, goes to the top of the square. Falls out the back, the footy just bounced the wrong way, unfortunately. Dispossessed there, that time was Semple. It's right near the goal line. Can the YJFL lock it in? It looks like they can, but it's just going back the other way. Wilson snaps, comes off hands, and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Ball back into play. Opportunity here. Kick on the way. Has snuck through from Emily Rankin. And they get reward for their effort, do the YJFL. And they get to 1-1-7, and the EFL are 8-8-56. And we've just got under 3 minutes to go here in the final quarter here. So we restart again, hit out of the ruck there, that time McDermott once again. Can the YJFL get another goal for their efforts today? Ball dribbles its way forward. Opportunity there, quick handball that time. Stainthorpe got a handball over the top. Now inside forward 50 once again for the Eastern Footy League. Opportunity running towards goal. That's an inside-out torpedo, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. Clears the fence and will now roll away off the boot of James, and we got 2 minutes to go, and it's a 49-point margin to the better of the EFL. So out of full back it comes. Off hands. Scrap for the footy, and out it comes. Comes to the broadcast side. Wotherspoon was paid the mark, but it just juggled three. She butted up with a pretty good tackle there on Landy, but she just got the handball away in time. Here's Semple, sends it inside forward 50. Nearly a mark going back with a flight there to Ferguson. Couldn't hang on to it. Here's an opportunity this time for Ingram. Ingram stopped, propped, and kicked forward. And the mark was taken, and a kick to the goal square. Just didn't have enough oomph on it there that time from McDermott, I think it was. But now they go out wide, and they can try and hold it up for the last minute of play here through Fragameni, who plays on, sends a little one down the line. Comes off hands. Opportunity for Neal to get the football. She's got it hard up against the boundary line. Umpire says play on. Works itself out the back now. And here's Lockyer. Lockyer down the line. Bounces backwards to go forwards. An intelligent little tap there from Medley to try and gain some meterage. Head over the football there that time. Landy got the handball free. One last opportunity maybe for the EFNL. Here's Barnard. Barnard handball straight away. Puts Landy under pressure. Maybe just got a boot to it. Went in the direction there that time of McDermott. And inside forward 50 they go. Good tackle there by Knowles. And that'll wrap things up inside the forward 50, about 40 metres from home. So one more ball up for the day. The AFL are going to walk away good winners here as the siren is about to sound. And so there it is. Interleague, all done, all said and done. And it's the AFL walking away with a really good victory. They added on another 3 goals too in that quarter to finish on 8-8-56, while the YJFL added on a goal for their efforts as well to finish on 1-1-7. Their goal kicker was Emily Rankin, while for the AFL, an absolute plethora of goal kickers, all single goal kickers. Goals to Neil, Heinsohn, Ingram, Bush, Prendergast, Weston, Williams and Megan Roderick to round things out in a really good team performance from the Eastern Football Netball League. The YJFL not without its stars and good performers. Credit to them all on what was a really good afternoon of interleague football here today from Ford Park. We won't keep you hanging around. It was a great day. Thank you very much for all those involved. Thank you very much to all the other leagues for coming out and attending today. The Essendon District Football League, the South Metro Junior Football League and the Eastern Football Netball League. Thank you to the umpires for their great work today. And thank you very much to the Yarra Junior Football League staff for having us here today and looking after us. It's always a pleasure to come out here and cover junior football, and it's good to see junior interleague football is still thriving in 2023. We'll be back here at Ford Park on Sunday for the continuation of the YJFL 2023 Premiership season after the King's birthday weekend away. We hope you enjoyed your long weekend, and we hope you enjoyed the coverage of interleague football across the weekend at multiple venues here on Gameface and on the YJFL Facebook page. I'm Liam Vertigan. We hope you enjoyed the coverage, and we'll see you again next time for more Yarra Junior Football League. Thanks, mate. Thank you, mate. Thank you.